Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video. I'm going to be doing a Marvel Legends ranking of a wave. This time it is the Avengers Infinity War first series with the Thanos Build-A-Figure. So yeah, so this wave, I didn't complete it completely. I obviously got enough of the pieces to complete the Build-A-Figure. However, there's one figure that doesn't require a Build-A-Figure piece that I skipped, and that's the new Iron Man. It just looks so similar to the other Iron Mans, and I have 1.5 million Iron Man figures, so I decided to skip that one. If I can get it like really cheap, I'd definitely be interested though. And then I also skipped one of the figures that came with the Build-A-Figure piece, and that's Songbird. I ended up just buying her piece on eBay for a reduced rate, you know, because I really did not care for that figure at all. So I will just be ranking the 5 figures that I did pick up in this wave. I considered like including Thanos in the wave ranking, which if I complete a wave, I definitely don't do that. However, sometimes if I don't complete a wave and the Build-A-Figure is on par with the regular figures, such as Okoye from the Black Panther series or Mantis from the Guardians of the Galaxy series, where they're the same size as a regular figure, then I'll include them. Thanos is on the verge of being out of the league of the regular figure, so I decided not to include him. I'll just be ranking the 5 figures. But yeah, this is a wave that I think in general people are really disliking. So that is interesting, and I will kind of go over it and talk about just personally how I felt about the wave and ranking the figures. So let's get started. So in last place, I'm going to have to put the Iron Spider. This is a figure that I think that a lot of you like, because my review, a lot of people were disagreeing with what I felt about the figure. But I don't think it's, it leaves a lot to be desired, and it's all simple stuff that could have absolutely been included, and therefore we shouldn't have to have anything else desired, you know? It's just, I think a lot of people kind of, they get a little too comfortable accepting something that's not what it should be. So anyway, the reason I'm not a big fan of this figure, personally, I'm just not a huge fan of the suit in general, so that certainly takes a hit for me. I think the detailing and paint job is very nice on him, but I think that he's completely lacking in any accessories. And this figure needs so much. He needs extra hand sculpts. I don't want just the spider webbing hands permanently. This is like one of the only Spider-Man Marvel Legends figures that I have that doesn't come with any extra hand sculpts. I just don't understand why he doesn't. And then there's no extra head sculpts. He doesn't have a Peter Parker head sculpt. He doesn't have a head sculpt with the eyes that are like blue, like they're being lit up or something. He's lacking key accessories. And then the biggest thing of all, and the thing that makes this suit cool, is the mechanical spider legs, and this figure doesn't come with it, and it's ridiculous. There's no reason for it. This figure doesn't come with any accessories. Why he doesn't come with the legs, I don't know. And if he doesn't come with the legs, why he doesn't come with any accessories, I don't know. I think that if you accept this, you're really accepting less than what you paid for, because this is ridiculous. Every Spider-Man figure we get has accessories. This one doesn't, and it needs accessories. So this is by far the worst figure in the wave, and it really annoys me. And it annoys me that so many people are like defending Hasbro. Like, don't defend Hasbro. They didn't give you what they should have. But there you go. That's just my opinion, of course. And yeah, definitely deserving that last spot, in my opinion, for my, you know, personal opinion on the ranking of the wave. In 4th place, we have the Serpent Society member. I believe his name is King Cobra, if I'm not mistaken. This was one that, character-wise, is alright. Like, it's nice to add him to the other Serpent Society figure, Cottonmouth, that came out not too long ago. So he kind of fits in that regard. But, you know, I'm not really into this character in general. I think that overall the figure's pretty nice, though. It does reuse parts from the Goblin figures and things like that. You know, it has a new head sculpt, has a new cape. I believe the gauntlets are new, of course, but then a lot of this figure is reused, but the paint job is really cool. Like, he has some fantastic metallics in him. They're all metallics too. It's not like he just uses a glossy paint anywhere. He is full metallic. The greens, the purples, they're all gloss, or they're all metallic, which I think is wonderful. So he has a fantastic paint job. It makes him super eye-catching, and you know, it's really nice comic figure, I will say. It's just character-wise, he's nothing too special, but figure-wise, they did a nice job on him. I do like it. 3rd spot goes to Taskmaster. This was the version of Taskmaster that I wanted from the Onslaught wave, but of course we got the new more modern one, which is still cool. I do like it, but I love myself a classic Taskmaster, so I'm very happy to finally get one here. The reason that I'm not like super into this one, well, I like it. You know, I like it character-wise. This is like the complete opposite of the Serpent Society figure, because character-wise this is great. Just figure-wise it's nothing special, because it's almost all a repaint. The only thing that's new is the head sculpt and the cape, I believe is new, but of course the weapons and the rest, the base body of sculpt is all just, you know, your standard Marvel Legends mold. So there's not a ton interesting here, but character-wise I do very much like it, and I'm glad to get a comic version of Taskmaster in my collection. In second place, we have Captain America. I think this is going to be a controversial pick. If my Iron Spider-Man one wasn't controversial enough, I did, place Captain America very high on this list. Personally, because I like the figure. I have an issue with the face sculpt. I don't think the face sculpt's perfect by any stretch, but I think that it's decent from some angles, and it works in general. The rest of the figure, though, I really do like. I liked how much of it was new and not just repainted, so I think that's very cool. I'm glad that he comes with extra pairs of hands, and then his new shield keeps him fresh and interesting. The reason that this figure is that I enjoyed this figure is that it took a character that I have a million other figures from, and not just like different costumes. Like I'm like a million figures from the movie version that have very similar suits. I've literally have like this is like my 8th one, so I've got a ton of these, and I was still excited to get this figure, and I enjoyed it once I got it. And if you can do that, that is something special, and that's when I kind of really take a mark that that this figure is something special because of that. Because this really I enjoyed this figure, and I shouldn't have basically, because I have so many of the others. This figure is certainly not perfect because of the head sculpt, but the rest of the figure I think is really solid. And personally, on my list, he is my second favorite one of the wave. And my favorite figure of this wave is the Proxima Midnight one. This is the figure that I was most looking forward to in this wave other than the Build-A-Figure, just because I'm a Villains fan. I didn't expect to get any figures of the Black Order, so to get Proxima Midnight was very exciting, and the figure itself did not disappoint. I think that you get a great value for money with this figure. This is something that is quite nice because she's really big. She's much bigger than your average figure. Just to quickly bring out Captain America, who's, a standard, nice, tall figure. As you can see, he doesn't even he barely comes up to her neck if you consider the poof on his hair. So she is just really tall. You get a lot with her because of that. And then she comes with a big old accessory, a big spear, which looks wonderful. And she comes with the biggest Build-A-Figure piece, which I just don't understand, because she's the biggest figure in package, and they gave her the biggest piece. She's like jammed in there. Her when you buy like a case and you lift up all the figures, she is noticeably the heaviest one, because you get a lot more with her. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the value for money. I think that the sculpt is very nice, and it's completely new, because of course you have this wonderful, unique kind of organic design going throughout the entire suit, which I think is cool. And I like the color that they chose for her armor. It's like this kind of dirty, dark gold. I think it looks very cool, and it matches. Or at least it's similar to the Thanos one. So she looks like she fits with him. And then just in general, I think that it's a really solid figure. My only issue is she sometimes tends to lean back or fall, because her ankles are like in the click formation, where they have like certain settings that they go to instead of just being able to move freely, and therefore you can't get her in the perfect spot. Sometimes she feels a little unstable, but other than that, this is an excellent figure, and value for money, it's excellent. So character-wise and figure, this really clicked for me, and I really enjoyed this one. So overall, this wave is getting a ton of hate, and personally, I like it. I don't think it's terrible. Of course, I don't have Songbird, so I can't speak to her. She's not a character that I wanted whatsoever, though, so that's why I wasn't too interested. My issue with this wave is more the character selection. The movie characters that they decided to do are very nice, but the comic figures that they decided to do are just, they don't relate to the movie in the slightest. Like, they don't even relate to Avengers very much, so I'm not a big fan as far as the comic character selection. But the movie figures, I think, are very nice. Some of them are lacking accessories, such as Spider-Man. That's, his biggest flaw. And then the Iron Man figure, although I don't have it, it lacks the accessories, because that Iron Man figure has a lot of really unique upgrades that are not reflected in the figure whatsoever, which is another reason that I decided not to pick them up. So there's some lackluster accessory-wise, and there's lackluster comic character choice. But the rest of the figures are really quite good. Other than the, Captain America face sculpt, they're all solid. Proxima Midnight is an excellent figure. Taskmaster and King Cobra are excellent, and then the Build-A-Figure is really really solid character-wise, and you feel like you're getting something with that too. It's not like a Mantis or something where it doesn't feel like you're getting much with the Build-A-Figure. This is a good Build-A-Figure, and you only need to buy 6 figures to complete it. So as a whole, this wave gets a lot more flack than I think it should. Just personally, I don't see why it's being so hated. I think that it's quite good. I think that some of the face sculpts quality-wise have gone down from Hasbro, because you know, Captain America is looking off, and then Thor, the one that's coming out, that looks off too. So that's a little concerning, but I think that they nailed Thanos, and Proxima Midnight looks pretty good. So as a whole, I enjoy this wave, you know, and I am looking forward to getting some more Infinity War figures, especially from the next wave. Very much looking forward to the Cole Obsidian Build-A-Figure, and then the Ant-Man and Wasp figure in that wave look very cool too. So I'm excited for them. As a whole, I think it's a solid wave. You know, you got a few upsets, but as a whole, it's good. I like it. So there you go. That's my ranking of the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Thanos Build-A-Figure wave. Let me know what you think of my ranking, and I'd love to hear your guys' ranking as well. And thanks so much for watching.